When I was 16, I went on a school trip to British Columbia. I decided to make the most of the drive to the airport, so I listened to my favorite podcast, The Tim Ferriss Show. And the guest on that particular episode was Seth Godin. About halfway through the podcast, Tim brought up the altMBA, a month-long leadership program developed by Seth for people looking to create meaningful change. I was intrigued. I looked it up, and on the admissions page, it said the ideal student is someone with 6 to 8 years of work experience. 8 years ago, I hadn't yet hit double digits. So I clicked away, and I thought that was the end of that. A small part of me was still eager to apply, but I spent the entire trip to British Columbia coming up with a list of reasons why I should not apply to the altMBA. I'm not experienced enough. No one will take me seriously. What could I possibly contribute to a room full of grown-ups? The trip came and went, the school year ended, and suddenly I had a lot more free time on my hands for about a week. I had an internship lined up that summer. Full-time, 9 to 5, my first proper job. But during that week, between school ending and my internship beginning, that little voice from the drive to the airport came back. Apply to the program, apply to the program, apply to the program. But that age requirement was still in my way. I didn't have 8 years of work experience. And my supplementary reasons weren't any less prevalent. I still wasn't experienced enough. I still didn't think anyone was going to take me seriously. I still didn't think I had anything of value to contribute. And I also had my upcoming internship. I told myself repeatedly, this is not the right time. One night, in a rare burst of confidence and courage, I applied. I fully expected an email to come and say, nope, sorry, you apply when you've had 6 to 8 years of work experience. But a very different message appeared in my inbox. I'd been accepted. I was all set to participate in the upcoming altMBA session. Granted that my parents signed a consent form, it goes without saying that the altMBA was an incredible experience. I was introduced to amazing people and profound mindsets and projects and attitudes that I would never have been exposed to otherwise. But at the end of the month, I wasn't thinking about how much value I'd gotten. I was thinking about how much value I would have missed out on had I not participated in the program. I spent a lot of time thinking about why I was so vehemently against applying to the altMBA. Outside of the lessons the program itself taught me, I walked away from the altMBA having learned 2 things about myself. Spoiler, these don't just apply to me. Number 1, I am very good at getting in my own way. There was only one tangible boundary between me and participating in the altMBA: my age. I was 16. Objectively, I didn't have the work experience. But all of the other reasons keeping me away from the program were created and reinforced by me. I didn't think I was experienced enough. I didn't think anyone would take me seriously. I didn't think I had anything of value to contribute. And I didn't think I'd be able to handle the program on top of my full-time internship. I read a book once called The War of Art. The author gives a name to the gut feeling we get when we're faced with an opportunity to level up. He calls it the resistance. The resistance is really good at rationalizing the safe option. All of the points that my resistance raised were valid. That's the tricky part. If all of the counter arguments were ridiculous, I would have known a lot sooner that applying to the altMBA was the best choice. But the points against my participation seemed to be based in logic, so I respected them. I played it safe. But in order to achieve unconventional success, you have to be willing to take an unconventional path. Playing it safe and listening to the resistance is not taking the unconventional path. And it will only lead you away from satisfaction and fulfillment, just like my resistance almost led me away from the altMBA. My second key takeaway: I overestimate the power of existing boundaries. The problem regarding my age was solved by a piece of paper and my mom's signature. One of my favorite quotes was said by Steve Jobs: "Life can be so much broader once you discover one simple fact. Everything around you that you call life was made up by people no smarter than you. And you can change it, you can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. We let rules and guidelines created by other people under other circumstances determine how we live our lives right here, right now. In school, we're taught obedience. Raise your hand when you want to speak. Don't go to the bathroom without asking. Do everything exactly how you're told. The more rules you follow, the more success you'll achieve. If I subscribed to that mentality, the possibility of me applying to the altMBA would have been eliminated as soon as I saw the recommended years of work experience. But as Steve Jobs said, all of these supposedly immutable rules are just stories told by other people. No one ever created meaningful change by doing exactly what they were told, by following all the rules. The common thread between both key takeaways is the importance of appropriately valuing the power and validity of supposed rules. I'll say it again, the common thread between both key takeaways is the importance of appropriately valuing the power and validity of supposed rules. Once we teach ourselves, because no one's gonna teach us, how to notice when our resistance is getting in our way, and how to be comfortable deliberately pushing back against an established rule, we will finally open ourselves up to the possibility of creating meaningful change.